Now, force, just like anything else, is a vector quantity. So, force is a vector. So, if force is a vector quantity, that means it has both magnitude and direction. So that's pretty important. This also means that it has units. So, the units of force, the SI unit of force, is the Newton. Now, Newton's kind of a clever little unit, in which case it actually has a single Newton actually has a physical significance. And 1 Newton is defined as the force it takes to cause a 1 kilogram mass to accelerate at a rate of 1 meter per second squared. Meaning if I had a box on a frictionless surface and I gave it a force of 1 Newton and it weighed 1 kilogram, that would result in an acceleration of 1 meter per second squared. And it's proportional. So if you gave it 2 newtons, it would accelerate at 2 meters per second squared. Or if it weighed 2 kilograms, it would accelerate at half a meter per second squared. So that's pretty neat. It does have a physical significance, and in fact we often see the fact that a newton is equal to a kilogram meter per second squared for dimensional analysis if you ever need to do it. One last note about forces is that there are 2 types of forces. There are contact forces and there are distance forces. Now, contact forces are just what you think they are. It's if you ever push or pull on something, or you throw it, or say friction, all are contact forces. What this means is it means that 2 objects need to be touching in order to transmit a force. For example, you must, in order to impart a force on your computer monitor, you have to be touching your computer monitor. So that's a contact force. A distance force, on the other hand, is something that does not require physical contact in order to transmit a force. Examples of this include gravity and magnetism. You would agree that you feel a force pushing you down into your seat right now caused by gravity, even though gravity isn't directly touching you. If you were floating in the air, you would still feel the same force of gravity as you came crashing down. Magnetism, same thing. You notice that if you try to put 2 magnets together that repel each other, they repel each other before they even touch each other. So that's pretty cool, and that's the difference between contact and distance forces.